Hey guys, so I'm at college, and I'm kind of bored right now, so I decided I'd make a video. I have this very boring white background. I'm in my room, and right now I don't have that much decorations. I mean, if you can see the background of my bedroom in my other videos, it's plastered wall to wall, like pictures, art, everything. And I really don't like the blank walls. I have like 3 posters here, which sucks. Anyway, I haven't found somewhere to put my iPad that's really conducive to filming, so right now I'm just holding it. I'll try not to shake. I hate when videos are shaky. Anyway, none of my housemates are here yet, and it's Sunday morning, so I don't really have much to do kind of until they get here, or one of my friends is going to be on campus soon, but she's not here yet. Anyway, I wanted to make a topic video about therapy and therapists. I'll probably share my experience with therapists. First of all, I want to say that yes, I have had multiple different therapists over the last 5 years. Some of them were not very good, at least not for me. But that doesn't mean all therapists are bad or that you won't be able to find one that is good for you, that works with you. I really would encourage you to get therapy and get a therapist, do family therapy, group therapy. I have benefited from all of this. They really have helped me learn more about myself and have been a major part of my recovery. So I would definitely suggest that as a major part. I think I mentioned that before in the one video. Oh, I did about medication. I think medication and therapy are 2 big parts that can really help. Obviously, it's not for everyone, either of those, but I do think that therapy can work for everyone. There's lots of different kinds of therapy. And I've just done kind of DBT, CBT type of stuff. I did start doing EMDR, but did not really actually get into it. I would like to do that, but for now I think I'm okay. So yeah, it might take a little while to find a therapist. I know that the one I have now at home, like, we get along so well, and I never want to change, though I do have a different one now that I'm at college. But it took me a while. I've only been seeing her for the last year, and before that I saw some who were somewhat helpful or not helpful or actually hurtful. So yeah, I'm gonna go through that. I would suggest looking up Katie Morton's video, 5, like, what's it even called? It's like 5, I'm totally mind blanking. I'm tired. I barely slept last night. I'm getting used to this, like, new environment. Anyway, it's like 5, something about bad therapists. Anyway, and I've definitely found that in some of mine. So anyway, I started going to therapy when I was 17. Before this, I had been diagnosed with depression, and my parents found out I was self-harming, and they really wanted me to go to therapy, but I absolutely refused. I was kind of scared. And I just felt like that was only what really crazy people did or something, but it's not. I think everyone can benefit from some kind of therapy, like, even if you don't have a mental illness. It's definitely helpful. So yeah, I finally told them I would start going because I had gone to the ER for self-harm, and I kind of scared myself into thinking that I needed more help. So I started seeing this, she was actually like a licensed social worker or something, not a family therapist. But anyway, I don't know all the abbreviations for all the different license and like things that therapists have. She was good. We got along well. I felt like I could be honest with her, and it was good. It was helpful in the way that it gave me someone to talk to, because I was literally terrified of talking to anyone about any of my mental illness or behaviors or anything like that. So anyway, that was good. But looking back now, she didn't really push me. She didn't ever try to get to the root. She didn't give me goals or homework, and as soon as I was doing okay, she was like, oh, you don't need to come. And So when you kind of just start talking like old friends, that's not really doing anything for you. So what's the point? I think that was one of Katie Morton's points. Anyway, I saw her till I was like 19. She was the therapist who, when my eating disorder started, kind of said some triggering things and I felt like I needed to prove to her. That's also not a good sign if you feel like you have to prove to your therapist that you are ill or that you need help. So yeah, then I didn't have health insurance, so I stopped seeing her. Though I actually recently, she's actually friends with like my uncle, which is interesting, but I actually recently like friended her on Facebook and have been talking to her just as friends, like not anything weird. So it's kind of cool because we were more like friends than a therapist and client, which is not what you want in therapy, but it's nice now that we can have that relationship. Anyway, going off topic. So yeah, I didn't have a therapist for like 8 or 9 months. And then my mom found out that, you know, like I had an eating disorder and it was really serious and she was really worried about me and I was going to college. So she set up an appointment with a therapist at college. This woman was supposed to specialize in eating disorders and supposedly had worked like inpatient with eating disorders, but I don't really know. Some of her ideas about eating disorders were totally off. This was the very bad, no good therapist I have talked about and mentioned before. She just said some really triggering things. I always felt like I had to prove to her about things. She was very close to giving me false memory syndrome, which has to do with like repressed memories of trauma, which people can have repressed memories. I don't think that I do. I did have trauma and abuse in my past that I didn't know about, in the sense that I knew these things happened to me, but I didn't think they were actually abusive. But once I started telling people and talking about it, I had therapists that were like, no, that actually wasn't okay. Like, that what that person did to you, that wasn't okay, that was abusive. But anyway, so she also pretty much tried to blame everything on my religion and that my family is religious, which really offended me. And she did some things that just weren't ethical. She also, I felt like I had to prove to her, like I already mentioned, because she would say things like, well, your self-harm isn't that bad, your scars aren't that bad, and was not worried when I was using eating disorder behaviors. And she pretty much acted like bulimia and anorexia were totally different things, and since I was just binging and purging and I wasn't underweight, that I was pretty much fine. Even like the one day that I came in and I was like, I haven't eaten in, you know, like days. Sorry, trigger warning, I guess. So yeah, she was just bad and she gave me so much anxiety. By the middle of the semester, was anxious to go into the health center in case I would see her. I was anxious to go to appointments. I would cancel appointments. But for some reason, I felt like I couldn't tell her, or I couldn't tell someone at the health center that I wanted to see a different therapist, that I didn't want to see her anymore. I didn't know what to do. And I felt very powerless, and it absolutely sucked. And then I had self-harmed, and I went to the health center because I needed bandages, and this woman wasn't there, but they wanted me to talk to a therapist, so this other guy was there, and I talked to him, and I talked to like the nurse, and at one point the nurse asked me, so how are you getting along with this person? I'm not going to say her name. And I was like, actually, she makes me anxious. And the nurse was like, well, that's not okay. You should, you know, switch therapists. And they asked me who I wanted to see, and I said, can I see this guy I talked to, because I really got along with him. So that was good, but that only happened at the end of the year. So, yeah, it was like the beginning of December, so I only saw him twice. But he is the person I'm supposed to be seeing. I have an appointment with him on Tuesday, so that's in 2 days. And I've only seen him twice, but I think I'll get along with him. Anyway, the other therapists I've had were the ones I had in treatment. When I was inpatient, I had a different guy therapist who I got along with to a certain extent, but when we were inpatient, they did not do a lot of individual therapy. They didn't push us very hard because we were so ill and malnourished, you can't really think straight. And obviously there was lots of group therapists. Some of them were really awesome. And then in the residential and PHP, I had a different individual therapist, a girl, and she was good. I really liked her. There were a few things that I just felt like it's not that I didn't trust her, I just felt weird because she was younger than any of the therapists I'd ever had. So it just felt weird. Sorry, there's people walking outside my window. That's awkward. Who knows when my housemates will be back. Anyway, I really did like her, and we did talk about certain things, but it was also that I didn't have time and I didn't want to go really deep. And she didn't want to push me to go really deep because obviously I would be leaving soon and not be able to see her anymore. So anyway, then I had my therapist who I had seen briefly before I went to residential and who helped me, you know, get into residential and encouraged me in that way and all of that. And so I came home and started seeing her, and she is absolutely amazing. I just feel like I get along with her the best, and she has pushed me and helped me overcome things and really helped me dig deeper into what has, you know, been the causes of my illness. And I actually kind of am gonna miss her while I'm at college. I probably won't see her until summer. I might see her if I come home on breaks. If I want to, she said I definitely can. I'm going to be emailing her, though she's not emailing back, but just to give her updates. And then we'll be on the same page once summer comes. There's some things we kind of want to work on in the summer just because they kind of came up right before I left for college, and we didn't want to go into them right before I went because it would have been upsetting. But yeah, she helped me really realize that certain things that happened to me were not okay. And then when I realized that I had been abused and was very upset about it, she got me through that. She has been there for lots of different things. And it just feels good to have someone that's not going to give up on you. Because I'm always scared that people are going to give up on me. Like therapists or even my friends and family. But I do have a group, a support group that has not given up on me. And it's really nice. So anyway, yeah, that's my little spiel about therapists. I definitely recommend you trying to find one. I don't know all, like, you know, if you're somewhere else, not in the state I live in, but I just kind of, how do I even find therapists? I looked them up, or I asked people. I mean, that's how I found my psychiatrist. I just asked someone I was in treatment with, like, what psychiatrist do you see? Could I get his name and number? And then I ended up seeing someone who was in his practice, but it wasn't this girl's psychiatrist, because yeah, I've had the same deal with psychiatrists. There was different psych providers when I was in residential that I really got along with. One that I just really miss. She was amazing. And my psychiatrist now is amazing. I actually need to schedule a phone appointment with her. But yeah, I have had bad psychiatrists too. Not bad, but like just ones that I didn't click with, so it just didn't work. So yeah, I think, oh gosh, this video is getting long. I think that's it for now. Who knows when I'll make another video, but I have a few that I'll post. So, classes start tomorrow. I'm still really excited. So yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Bye.